All right, so we've concluded the preseason with the Lions Panthers. This is the recap. Now, I will say this, the short yardage and runs up the gut still is the issue for Detroit. We got to do a better job, especially with mobile quarterbacks. We do have to do a better job. We got an ultimate test against uh, against Patrick Mahomes in about 13 days. So, we didn't do a good job with stopping mobile quarterbacks today. As Bryce Young kind of ate us up a little bit. So is the running backs up the gut. And we had great field position following a 62-yard return by Khalil Dorsey. And the drive stalled with a 53-yard field goal miss by Riley Patterson. Hit the front crossbar. Definitely he got to do a better job. He was making those types of kicks during training camp. So, what's the difference between the lights being on an actual game and practice? So I don't know, but I still think that Riley did enough to get the starting position over John Parker Romo. We didn't even see John Parker Romo today. And Craig Reynolds, I think Craig Reynolds is locking up the RB3. And Stephon Gilmore, great hit on Shai Smith in the first half. And then the 3 and out with 11:05 left to play in the first half. And Antoine Green. That dude, I swear, I think he might have secured a spot. If he didn't, it's for sure a practice squad. But he had a 70-yard touchdown, and that was over 4 players. There was 3 bunched up and then one kind of in front, and he caught it just right in between them all. And after he got past those 4, it was clear daylight straight to the end zone. And then Brady Breeze, the fumble recovery, Chase Lucas interception in the end zone on an extension. That's what set up the Antoine Green touchdown. And it was a thing of beauty in that first half. Teddy Bridgewater guaranteed QB2 as we all speculated. And Nate Sudfeld could have found his spot just completely taken. Because in the third quarter, Nate Sudfeld had a couple passes. He did do well in those couple of passes and plays that he was in, but he hurt his knee and ankle. We don't know the severity of it. He did not return. And Isaiah Buggs did go down, and I don't think we seen him back because I didn't hear his name being called. And I think with Buggs it's more precaution because obviously 13 days we got a regular season game to go against the defending champ. So you don't want to have your D-tackle 2 being out. So I think it was more precaution. But Antoine Green, like I said, he's been solid. And he's kind of been solid really during training camp. In some of these games, some of these games he wants to forget. But when it mattered most, he came up. And he came up big. And Benny Snell, he's fighting for RB3, RB4. I could definitely see with the loss of Mohamed Ibrahim, we didn't even see Jamar Jefferson today. So I really think that our running backs could be David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, who is this? Craig Reynolds and Benny Snell. I think that could be our 4 running backs. And then obviously the fullback and Jason Kabinda. And, I think, like I said earlier, Patterson, I think he solidified himself enough to win the kicking job. He did miss an extra point. He did miss, like I said, the 53-yarder. He left 4 points out on the board. But overall, You want him to make the extra points. Obviously, those are extra free kicks. You want to make those regardless. But, the 53-yarder I can live with, but the extra points, it's just like, come on, man. It's a chip shot. Like, you're supposed to make those. But Stephen Gilmore, that pick six in the third, it was a 3rd and 22 in the fourth quarter. Oh, my goodness. I mean, he just grabbed it right from the reception, just grabbed it and ran right in. It was a thing of beauty. And then to end the game, it was the fumble by Cameron Peoples in the end zone. What it reminded me of was, I don't know if you guys remember this, but the Lions at the Seahawks where Calvin Johnson ran it. It was going to be a touchdown, but one of the LOB guys came and punched it out. I think it was Cam Chancellor. I think he punched it out. It went into the back of the end zone, and the Detroit Lions got screwed in that game. Well, it kind of reminded me of that, but without someone hitting the ball out. It was all on Cameron Peoples. Like, Cameron Peoples, all he had to do was he had it secured, and then he hit the pylon, but when he hit the pylon, he lost possession of the football, and that became a touchback. And, that gave the Detroit Lions victory formation, and the Lions sealed the deal. It was 26-17 the final. And, you love victory formation. If I'm Brad Holmes and if I'm Dan Campbell, it's going to be a pain in the tail to try and cut down to 53. And then it's going to be a pain in the tail to make it for the 16 practice squad guys, because a lot of these guys played really well, and it's going to make it that much harder to cut. And, obviously then you got the NFL cutting their rosters down to 53, and then the 16 teams. So there's going to be a lot of good players on the market to, improve the practice squad or improve your 53 man. And, it's going to be hard, but man, shout out to Frank Reich. He had a good game plan. It's just, after the 10-0, I think they got complacent in that second quarter. It was going into the second quarter, it was 10-0. And then Detroit Lions, it was all Detroit Lions in the second quarter. 20-0, 20 unanswered points. And then in the third quarter, it was 7-0, breaking the 20-point unanswered. And then obviously the touchdown, for a 6-0 in the fourth quarter by the Lions to solidify that win. But all in all, it was a very good preseason. It was a very good, game today against the Panthers. A good test. This is something that, even these backups, now they got a feel for what it's going to be like going into Arrowhead. Hostile territory. They were in Carolina. Now they're going to be in Arrowhead. So it's going to be a real test of attrition. So I absolutely love it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what your thoughts is. I'd love to hear it. Appreciate everybody that gave me the prayers for my dad. Appreciate everybody who came out, wished me a happy birthday, as my birthday is in about 5 minutes of recording of this video. So love you all. Appreciate y'all. And with that being said, y'all already know what to do. We are trying to grow this community. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video, because grit don't quit. One pride, baby. Peace. Man, preseason's in the books. It's time for Arrowhead, and the Chiefs, y'all ain't ready.